Hail and well met. Welcome to the Westgate Irregulars. Thank you for coming back to see our 6th episode, Blood. I know, these are very metal titles. It's great. We're here at the lovely Chaldea Studios, sponsored and hosted by Gen Con. And we have another sponsor, which Aaron M. Evans is going to tell us about.
Hi, I'm Aaron M. Evans. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Farida and now Havilar from the Brimstone Angels novels. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
Thank you for that, Aaron. I believe that we need an update about the merch situation. Maybe Randy wants to tell us about that?
Still coming.
Still coming.
But,
Excellent.
Yeah, and I can do Rogar's recap.
If you like. I did want to point out one thing. Are we all visible now? Excellent. As you can see, we are a slightly diminished party. Emily Tang is not dead. She is simply ill. We have a memoriam set up for her. Again, she is simply ill. Also,
Feels like death.
also importantly, her opinions and views do not reflect those of Wizards of the Coast.
Even in death.
Even in death/deathly illness. Her character, watch for some things in the chat because her character is going to be still active in the game, and you might be able to shape her actions. And with that, do we have any other business that we need to go over? I don't think so. Steven, stop smiling at me. Randy, let's go with Rogar's recap, please.
All right, put on Rogar's
recap.
No. The Rogar's recap. All right, hi. So, as you know, I'm trying out different skills, blah, blah, blah. So, the last couple of adventures, we've had a lot of disguised self going on. Stirge disguised himself as Levia, then Kelith disguised herself as Stirge, and then Artemisia. Anyway, so I thought, why not give it a shot myself? And so, I'm just going to do a little disguised self. Now, I know we had official portraits painted, but I couldn't find them, so I went back. I raided your rooms, I admit, and took some older pictures of you that I think might reflect your characters a little bit. So,
Hi, I'm Stong, half-orc bard from the Cormyr Swamps. I made stew for brunch at Artemisia's house for all my friends in the Westgate Irregulars. You're all my friends.
Hey.
Yay!
Best friends.
Your song kind of sounds like Keanu.
I'm Artemisia, sorceress, and Shadowbane crashed our brunch to apologize to everyone for the Eye of Justice and said he'd reveal the identity of the Kiss of Death killer if we met him at midnight at a fest hall. So I took our party to the fest hall to meet Shadowbane, and on the way, I do not apologize, but rather suggest to Stirge that when he disguises himself, he find a way to let us know so he doesn't get hit by, say, lightning bolt from a very stylish sorceress.
Good idea.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Rogar, dwarf cleric. At the fest hall, Shadowbane reveals that the Kiss of Death killer is known as the Twilight Knight, or Twinight as I call him, a leader of the Night Masks, who are apparently a gang of thieves and vampires in the city. Also, ask Shadowbane about this flaming sword that used to belong to that nice paladin-led Retagast, and that came to me magically. He said it chose me, but also chose that evil bomb bag, the Twinight. And whenever I'm not holding it, it goes back to that wee bastard. So I summoned it, but when I did, I felt Retagast's ghostly hand on my own. And then the shadowy forms of the Bogglewomps appeared and got in the way of Sharindalar's light, which is nae good. Anyway, even though I've had some experience playing with another man's sword, I didn't think this one's for me, and the responsibility a bit more than I can swallow at this time.
Was that Redagast?
Okay. I'm Kelith, a winged elf blade singer, and I take Cecilia to a library to help her research about the six-fingered brand on her arm, and I'm not at all tempted by all the books on necromancy. Speaking of necromancy, I think I need to get away from my boyfriend Aiden for a bit and decide how I feel about him now that I know he's a member of House Vamos. Also, my views and opinions on necromancy do not reflect those of the Blade Singers of Faerun.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm Cecilia, not a warlock, as you can tell by my totally legit witch's mask. So, you've never been to Rashomon, so you can't say it's not. So Mirren comes along and teleports me and Kaleth and Jigglewolf to her tower and gives me a book which reveals that this brand on my arm is by some demon fae with antlers and a bad sense of personal space. But of course, the page is torn, so I can't even read its name, which totally sucks! And then, poof, some elf guy shows up in a cloak made from a red wizard robe, like I need any more reminders of that nightmare month of my life, and he's wearing a wolf skull on his face, and is like, me and you are connected by our patron or whatever, I'm the knight, and you're the emissary, and oh, by the way, I'm hunting a wolf who is a traitor. Coincidentally, Jiggly Wolf has made himself scarce, so yeah. I totally sent the Little Red Riding Wolf boy away and told him I'd talk to him later at my sister's shop. Yes. Speaking of family, I'm Stirge, also known as Crabben Gleer, human arcane trickster and actor. On this same day, I received letters written between my family in Cormanthyr a century ago. They are the first real lead I have found about the mystery of where I come from. I mean, I recently found I had a brother, but he was killed and turned into a ghoul, perhaps by someone associated to the Night Masks. The letters point me toward an abandoned town called Prost on the Dragon Coast, so maybe I'll find out why I have an 8-inch nose. Allow me to insert an awkward joke about penises.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, it happened.
Okay, so our Westgate Irregulars are in the city of thieves, vampires, and pirates. Har! Will they stay there and deal with their many personal issues or escape on a quest to Prost to investigate Sturge's family? Stay tuned to find out. Wink, wink. Hashtag thirst picture. Oh, that was weird. I was just taken over by like some sort of omniscient narrator. Anyway, so yeah, you know what? On second thought, I probably should leave the disguised self to the experts. But you know, like caught up. And for listening to me as a cleric of life, I impart a bit of life wisdom to you. Life is like a box of chocolates. You know, sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's bitter, but mostly it's full of nuts. And for that, you each get 7 temporary hit points due to me being so inspiring.
That was inspiring.
And now, back to our DM.
Well, they're definitely going to need those because in a dark crypt beneath a ghost city on the Dragon Coast, Kaleth Amikir lies in a bloody heap surrounded by shadows that are leeching her life essence away as the others struggle valiantly in the darkness.
Well, this sounds not good.
We're going to kill off Kaleth's character in the game as well as in real life.
This is what happens when you miss one of my sessions. No. So, Rogar is standing near to where Kaleth has fallen, trying to get in to heal her.
And we're surrounded by shadows.
Yes.
In a crypt.
Yes.
With exits?
Well, it's unclear. It is magically dark in here, and you can only see some 5 or 10 feet in front of your face, just close enough to see Kaleth with your dark vision. And there are shadows attacking her, and there are shadows attacking you, and your companions have scattered, and you feel like you are alone, except for one person. And who is that one person?
That one person would be our favorite blaster, Artemisia.
Rude.
Excellent. A jagged bolt of lightning flares out of the darkness, striking one of the shadows.
Zap, zap.
Artemisia is holding her own amongst the undead horrors.
Point of order. Like, so if we're in the dark, how do you detect shadows in the dark? Are they like colder than the surrounding? Like with my dark vision, like.
Kayla's sword is glowing faintly in the darkness, and you
okay.
can see the shadows pass between you and the sword.
All right, fair enough. So okay.
Otherwise, you are correct. They are basically impossible to see.
Right.
And there is a dark, tall presence looming behind them, casting a spell with dark, ancient words.
That's probably not good.
And you realize that you have come to this horrible, horrible place,
Aye.
and mistakes might have been made.
Mistakes might have been made. Aye. Are we rolling initiative, or are we just like setting
Oh, this
the
is
scene
just
right
this
now?
is just setting the scene.
All right. Okay.
And,
so,
uh,
all
Sort
right.
of to cross off that lightning
I'm
body image.
holding on to my holy
Very
symbol,
dramatic.
and you know, I'm not casting yet because we're just describing the scene. But I'm holding the symbol and trying to get to Caliph to shelter her prone form from the shadows. Is what I'm doing.
And Artemisia is trying to fend off the shadows and clear a path for you. Does that seem reasonable?
Yep. I mean, I
Okay.
have some light making cantrips. I was just reading up on whether they touch magical darkness. Maybe not, but she's definitely going to try. So
Okay.
doing some light stuff too.
So you're holding your holy symbol and you're swinging your hammer, but the
Aye.
shadows are just passing right through it, and it doesn't seem to be very effective. And then your eye happens upon a twisted wand lying on the ground, which you recognize as Stirge's wand of magic missiles.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Do you pick it up and use it?
I don't feel like that would be my first choice if I had a choice. So
I'm just
I mean,
asking.
I might pick it up so it doesn't get lost in the
All right,
darkness.
you pick it up.
I don't know how to use a wand of magic missiles.
Yeah, what happened to
I might
Stirge?
just. So I might pick it up and go.
Where's Stirge?
Little stars appear out of it and
Right.
strike the shadows unerringly, because it's force, and force is more effective against the shadows.
But I feel like it would not be my natural instinct to do so.
So you look at the wand, and your thoughts go back to Stirge.
I remember Stirge. Excuse me, Shadows. 1 second.
Some hours earlier, Stirge is in his room at the Purple Lady, looking down at his supplies laid out on his bed, including his favorite wand, which he is currently holding in his hand. You are preparing for a journey. What have you packed to prepare for this journey?
Oh, well, everything.
Everybody get comfortable.
Stirge has a set travel pack. It's a valise, really, with straps that he can strap to his back if he likes. Disguises, daggers, potions, extra clothes, boots. You really want to know?
Feathers?
No, unless Artemisia was able to produce a replacement.
Oh, you haven't seen Artemisia since you parted ways after Lilda's.
So, no. He just has a cape,
I see.
a heavy cape. It's winter, right?
Yes, it
Yes.
is near the end of the year here in Westgate.
It's a half cape.
It's a half cape. Okay.
Is it black like your crow feather cape?
Yes.
Well, duh.
I don't know. I've seen his character portrait.
Well, that's true. He was going a bit
Yeah.
brighter.
He was in a happy mood that day. It was.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Stirge is planning or thinking about? We kind of already summarized what he discovered in the previous session. You have interacted with your contacts, and they have suggested to you that this information seems to check out as best they can tell. You have spent hours through the early hours of the evening and morning looking into this, and sailors tell you that Pross is still a ruin. It's on the Dragon Mirror, which is the sea. It's kind of an inlet from the Sea of Fallen Stars to the west. And no one has been there recently, but no civilization exists there as far as they know. And there are rumors of buried treasure in Pross, if anyone can fend off the wild creatures that live there.
If you can process it. So and am I there with him, like packing?
Well, there's a
or
knock
anything?
at the door, and Rogar appears.
Aye.
Rogar,
Stirge.
Come in. Are you ready to join me?
I was curious. Like, I know you're excited about these letters, but why are we going to Pros? What is this? What does this mean to you? Like,
Well,
why are you pursuing your family's history? I'm assuming it's to find out why. Never mind.
it's a little bit more complicated. Suffice it to say, I don't really know much of my family. I do know, what I do know is that isn't very pleasant. My father, I understand, made it so that I couldn't possibly sully the bloodline. And because of something in me, something else has removed many of my memories of my family, and so this indicates to me that there's something worth finding out. If only to get revenge on my father.
Oh, well.
Or thank him. It's
Aye.
possible.
Sure. Well, that's interesting. I mean, as an orphan, obviously, I have a very strong desire to sort of know my family and my clan. I can totally sympathize with that. Well, perhaps not the sort of feelings behind it, I suppose. But I will support you however I can.
Thank you. This is the only lead I've gotten in 2 years since my brother died. So, nothing to lose, couple days journey.
I could definitely get away from the city for a little bit. It's been a weird couple of days.
That's a fair
Aye.
assessment.
And going to a place that sounds like it's a city of unlife. I mean, if ever there was a place where I might find bogglewomps, that's it. I mean, I don't know what a bogglewomp is, but that sounds like a place they'd be.
It seems it's a thing you know when you see it.
Exactly, right? Like a ghostly dead city of Pros. That sounds just the kind of place a bogglewomp would like, I
So
bet.
Stirge, it is at this point that you realize that you've been having a longer conversation with Rogar than you have in some time. And maybe he's here for a particular reason. You're not really sure what that might be.
Is there something else?
Oh, well, so, as you know, as I may have mentioned, I'm trying to collect stories for and write an appendix to the book Happy Earthquakes, which is the dwarven book of lovemaking. And so I'd be interested. You obviously spend a lot of time in fest halls. You have before, however, mentioned to me that, you know, how could I engage in such things, not having, I guess, what you would call jiggly bits. But I thought maybe, although I'm gathering stories from the others, I thought maybe I could share things with you. You know, if there's one thing I have learned, it is that you do not require jiggly bits in order to engage in the art of lovemaking, and I would be very happy to educate you and guide you in this particular area.
So Stirge is left speechless for a moment. As Rogar, as you make that offer, you sense a ghostly presence near you, and it seems happy, like proud of you for making that offer.
Oh.
And you look over your shoulder, but you don't see anyone. You just thought somebody might be there.
Insight check.
You're
Is he
checking
hitting
all
on me?
kinds of ghosts.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check. Yeah.
15 plus, I think 5. Insight, where did I put it? Well, it's 5 plus 3, 19.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that 9 plus 3 is not 19.
I'm 15.
18.
We're writers, not mathematicians.
Yeah, it's 1 plus
Go to the
3
math
is
screen
4,
if you want correct numbers.
plus 15 is 19.
So you get the sense that, yes, Rogar is looking for like a little vacation from the city, but he is very earnest in his desire to tell you about the various ways of lovemaking.
Hi.
Love making. Well, it's very, very generous of you.
It's a whole area of I mean, life. We have a saying in the temple: healthy love leads to healthy life, and healthy life begets healthy love, so I hope you be getting some. And
I must say I'm a little at a loss for words.
well, I don't want to pressure you, lad. Just think about it. Like there's no. I feel like you've put up these false barriers, or maybe you are nervous or worried about how you would
Having
be
sex
perceived.
without jiggly bits?
Aye. And I'm here
It
to
is a
tell you.
concern if I were interested.
It's only a concern if you wish to procreate, which who knows, there might be magic out there to facilitate that. But it's a whole spectrum of pleasure that you could add to your life. And you see someone who likes to enjoy that sort of
Stirge
thing.
looks like he needs to escape. Stirge!
Thank you. You're very
Aye.
generous. You're very generous. I will keep that in
Keeps
mind.
going.
I just want to see nothing but this for 2 hours.
That's great. Just keep going. No, it's fine.
Sturge does not want to hurt or offend Rogar, and he's not exactly sure what he's offering.
Seems pretty
I
clear to me.
really don't know what he's offering. Like, is he talking abstract love, or is he talking physical
mean,
affection?
If you ask him, he's gonna tell you.
And that's
very
the other
clearly.
thing. I don't know if I want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Well, and I pull out the draft. I've done some rough sketches and stuff, and what I remember of the Happy Earthquakes.
Is this
I'll
like
show
the-
you a few, and this is a sort of thing I was thinking.
The
well,
Dwarva
anyway,
Sutra? Is this the...
it's exactly what it is.
The diagrams are very important.
Yes,
they're
yeah.
what makes
I
it.
understand
But you've
now
seen
what
seen
you're
Rogar's
offering.
art, so the diagrams could probably be interpreted in many different ways. So you're looking
yeah.
at these, and it's like, is that like?
Twister.
Is that
You
a,
hear
is
a
that
town
a
crier from outside go,
heffalump with
PG-13,
owlbear?
PG-13.
So, Stirge, you take the diagrams.
Yeah.
You say you shall inspect them later. You slide your wand into its holster at your belt.
PG-13.
And then we are back in the darkness several hours later. Rogar,
We've been back in the darkness for a while now.
Rogar's approaching his shadow, and he goes, remember that time? Remember that time I offered Sturge some
Rogar,
love
you're
advice?
holding the wand.
Rogar's wand
And
or
the-
Sturge's
and the
wand
hammer.
for me. Aye.
And a blast
Pretty
of
bad
force
thought.
strikes you, knocking you backward, and you drop the hammer and the wand,
Aye.
and you are dizzy. And you see this dark shape coming toward you,
Aye.
with black, purple lightnings arcing between its hands.
I would summon my spirit guardians as one of the first things I would do. If I had any option, that's what I would do.
Sure.
Right.
Make a wisdom check.
Aye, all right. Well, that would be an 8.
All right, you try it. You try
did
to
you roll?
summon.
4.
You try to summon forth your faith and conviction, and
Aye.
you can't make the words work because you are just shaking with terror as this creature comes toward you, casting dark power.
All right. That doesn't sound good.
No.
Right. So.
It shouldn't sound good.
Right. Artemisia.
Screaming for Artemisia. Okay.
That seems like a wise move.
Aye.
Some hours earlier, Artemisia is taking a carriage to work, I suppose. It's just a day like any other, really. Although you know that Stirge does want to leave to go to Pross and investigate the lead that he has found in his studies, or that recently came to him. You see that the shop is still open. Usually Shay closes up maybe an hour or two before you get here. She is really not a morning person. But it is still open, and there are still people inside.
Oh, alrighty then. Go on in.
All right.
Before she goes in, I'll do my quick little introduction. I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy, including the Silver series, and we have a new thing, object, creature, pet, mascot. There we
Excellent.
go. That I need to introduce. Watch last week's episode if you want to know all about Roomba. However, now we have in the flesh, the kind of jelly flesh, Roomba. So he
And,
can be there and be mascotish.
And where did that come from?
So I will tell the story of Roomba. The story of Roomba is that we fought a gelatinous cube. It was big. Artemisia, I think, was down to 0 hit points. It was great. She was not very happy with it. And when it was down in the sewers and they came up through the basement of the house, somebody's pocket had a little piece of it. So it started cleaning up the basement. Now Artemisia is very clean, but she did magic missile, the first piece of Roomba that she found, but Roomba persevered. And this Roomba says that it has a charisma of 20, so it won her over.
That seems mechanically sound.
This one has stats.
It
Totally
cleans
legit.
up the basement, and she keeps the door closed, so it can't get out.
And where does that physical object come from that you have right there?
Oh, I am forgetting the name of the shop. Bugbearbubbles.com. There we go.
Right. If you would like one of your very own, it is a soap in which polyhedral dice are floating.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera shows. It's
And
really
bones.
great.
Yeah.
And bones.
Oh, just FYI, we're not sponsored by them, but if
No.
you're watching, call us.
If you're watching, we love what you did. Keep doing it. Okay.
Okay.
You're
going in the shop.
Going in the
Artemisia,
shop.
you're headed into the shop. At the same. Okay. No. You're going into the shop, and you see that the lights are very low. They're just flickering candles, guttering on the sconces and tables, and you hear bubbly laughter.
Oh.
And a voice you don't recognize relating some kind of ribald story in Elven.
Oh, okay.
And you see Shay Darksong there. She's lounging on one of the divans laughing at the tale being told to her by this very handsome red-haired elf man who is sitting on the other divan across from her. And he's very animatedly telling the story. And he had a red cloak that he was wearing, and it is over the side of the divan, and he is just sitting there in just kind of puffy red pants.
Oh.
And he is very muscular.
Well,
He looks like a person who fights for his life on a regular basis.
Compare his six-pack to Bo's.
It's comparable, yeah.
oh, well.
Well, I mean, he is an elf and Bo is a human, so they look different. Like the human is bulkier and the elf is lither and more wiry.
Shay, I didn't realize that you had company that you would wish to keep the shop open for?
Shay bolts up, realizing where she is. She's like, "Oh, hello, Artemisia. Good morrow. Is it so late already? I
Yes,
had quite lost track of time."
I'm here to open the shop. I don't wish to interrupt you.
So the elf stands up and he looks at you and he bows very deeply, like in a sort of animal kind of way.
Wait a second. Sorry. What is an animal kind of bow?
Like it looks like it could turn into a pounce at any moment.
Because my first thought is like a dog doing a trick, like walking on a dog.
Okay, that's better. He does that. He does downward dog to recognize your dominance.
Are you into it?
I mean, come on.
And Shay says,
He already said abs. Obviously, she's into it.
and Shay says, "Oh yes, Sarshan here has been entertaining me all night."
Sarshan.
And she gives you that kind of like, yeah, look. And he says, "Ah, that I have." And he turns to you and he says, "You look familiar. I am pleased to make your acquaintance, gracious lady."
I also. I am afraid that I will have to disturb you too, however. It would be a shame if you had to leave, but I would understand that you might wish to continue your fun elsewhere. I am afraid I do have to open the shop,
Sarshan
doing
says,
the work for...
"Ah, is this one of those things?" And Shay says, No, I shall go. You stay. I believe you mentioned something about needing clothes? And Sarshan says, "Ah, yes. My associate told me that such a thing was culturally expected in the city."
Yes, indeed. But have no fear. I am just the person who can show you exactly what you need.
Sarshan comes up to you and he holds out his hands.
She will take them.
Okay, he presses your hands to his cheeks and he says, "I should be much obliged."
Oh my god.
That's when the town crier comes through. PG-13. PG-13.
When you look up, Shay is gone, having disappeared into the shadows.
Oh, she was gonna thank Shay, so she'll have to send her a note later. Thank you.
But you hear the door ringing behind you, and it is Cecilia. Walking in at just that moment.
Oh, good, you found it.
What?
Ah!
Artemisia.
My compatriot.
This is Sarshan.
And this is Cecilia.
Yes, she knows.
Yes.
This is my half-sister.
That would explain a great deal then.
Sarshan needs clothes because he's wandering around looking like a galley boy.
So she says.
Yes, she is incorrect in this case, but I would be more than happy to assist you.
I sought to acquire clothes on my own. I wish you to know.
Good job, buddy.
They did not fit properly.
What did you, where did you go? What did you buy?
He
I
thinks
kinda
about
gotta
it.
hear
He
this
thinks about it
story.
for a second, and he says, "Buy."
Problem one. People in Westgate like to take money for
You were saying
things.
something as to that. Do you need money, Artemisia?
Generally, but what's his deal?
Okay, I have to talk to my sister for a minute. So make yourself
course.
comfortable. What do? Give them tea or something?
He comes closer to you. I am comfortable in your presence.
Oh, God, dude.
So Artemisia, one sec. Artemisia goes and she will go and quickly find a shirt, some pants, and some underthings. And now, here are these.
Excellent.
And there's
Wait.
a screen.
He starts taking his pants off. Town crier is, has a stroke out in the street.
Listen, this is another one of those things. You need to stand behind the temporary
Starts
wall.
taking his pants off. He doesn't succeed in taking his pants off. Come on.
Where was
Just
this
push
guy
him
born?
back there.
He has no clue.
He is a far traveler, which is a thing in the realms. It's a person of a distant culture who doesn't understand the local culture at all.
The
naked-
boonies. He's from the boonies.
Yeah.
The naked boonies. The nudist colony. Is there a nudist like the
nudie boonies?
The nudie boonies.
He goes,
You know, I actually don't know, but it would not surprise me one bit if there are not multiples with different cultural things. And I suspect if you ask Ed Greenwood, if there wasn't before, there will be now.
We should ask.
he does go behind the scene, the screen, but he keeps talking to you. And he says, I am from a distant land where such concerns are passing at best.
So I had begun to put together with my excellent skills at deduction.
These clothes are very comfortable. You have a trained eye.
Why, thank you.
What? He appeared, and he's all of a sudden like, you're the emissary, and I'm the knight. I don't know how to get rid of him. More importantly, I think he is after Jigs.
What?
I don't know why. Why does he do anything? He's so weird.
But you knew him when you were gone.
Holy moly, I did not.
There's a banging sound, and then the screen just topples toward you and falls over. And there he is standing, replete in whatever you have dressed him in.
It works other ways, but that, I guess, works too. You're covered.
It was the quickest way through that barrier. I thought you would appreciate the efficiency, Cecilia.
You're very efficient, and that is wonderful.
So, on the matter of payment,
Yes,
if
I should wish to know.
PG-13.
if you are here in Westgate to perform some sort of work, perhaps you will be paid for that work. And
I
then
never work for coin.
That's going to be a problem in this city.
Perhaps you
Like a
could.
It hasn't been so far.
in this case, and then you can owe that coin to me for the clothes that
I prefer to pay you in a service if I can.
Oh my God.
He
bite down
gestures
on
to
it.
he gestures to his sword, which is leaning against the couch. Says, "As my dear Cecilia has informed you, I am a knight, and I choose to honor my oaths that I have sworn, especially to one as beauteous as you."
Artemisia.
Thank you.
Mia, don't do it.
You're into it, aren't you?
She's into it.
You're into it.
He cocks his head to the side and he sees your pack sitting by the door. He says, "Are you on a journey? Do you need an accompaniment? Do you need a porter, a bodyguard, a manservant?"
Cecilia is going to lean in close and say, "Remember the thing about jigs? We are actually visiting a friend's family.
That's true.
We are
One
visiting
who
a
dances?
No, definitely doesn't dance.
You keep saying that word that I believe represents a dance.
Oh, no. Sorry. I was saying Stirge. You're misunderstanding my accent.
Stirge is a small, buzzing creature with a long proboscis that drains blood.
This is a large buzzing creature with a large proboscis, but no blood.
Is that what you wish me to slay?
No, don't. Nobody needs slaying.
I have an idea. In the arena, there are those who fight for coin in teams.
Good idea.
And you would not be fighting for coin if you have some problem with that. However,
I would be fighting for your honor, of course.
Yes, fight on my team, and then I would consider that payment if we would win in the arena.
Okay, but he's my knight. I'm just saying.
I am her knight. It is true.
Do you want
Sudden
him?
jealousy.
Why are you always
Taking
borrowing
all my
mine?
stuff.
Yeah.
No, you can have him.
Well, thank you.
I did not realize I was chattel to be traded so easily. I like this town. And on that note, are you bringing Searchin with you or not?
We are not bringing a surgeon
Okay.
because we need to take because if he's after Jigglewolf, I think the smartest thing we can do is get Jigglewolf away from Westgate for a little bit, and hopefully Sarshan will just give up. Maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe?
so the wolf can come to Pros.
Great.
We're gonna make sure he's hidden in case Sarshan decides to jump in a carriage or something.
Several hours later, Cecilia, you are running for your life among fallen sarcophagi littered with skeletons looming out at you with their hands and other limbs.
This was a terrible plan. Every part of this was a terrible plan.
The wolf is barking madly somewhere in the darkness.
Because there's so many bones.
I'm sure that's why the wolf is barking madly.
Oh, treats everywhere.
I do believe the wolf is smarter than that.
You're not sure where everyone went. You're slightly confused. You might have suffered a head wound. You can't tell because it's very, very dark. And the last person that you saw was Stong.
Okay.
But you don't know where Stong is now.
I'm gonna shout Stong's name as loud as I can and see if that helps.
All right.
But for our viewers, I will not shout Stong's name as loud as I can because I hear you hate that.
Very well. All right, so Cecilia is moving through the darkness, shouting for Stong. Occasionally an
Eldritch
undead creature will
blasting
show up and
things.
your Eldritch blasting them
Kill
back.
them all. Re-kill them all.
Stong, you awaken in the darkness in a pool of some sort of liquid.
Okay, I definitely take a big, deep breath. What does it smell like?
It doesn't smell like that. It just smells like mildewy water.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Been here
Don't
before.
worry.
So I pick
Yeah, and
myself up.
You hear somewhere in the distance Cecilia is screaming your name, shouting your name as loud as she
We
can.
may be approaching screaming at this point. There's a lot of skeletons. Cecilia's chest is tightening up.
So I get up. Am I restrained in any way?
There is something very heavy lying on top of you.
Oh, okay.
It feels like something made of stone.
Okay.
So you try to get up.
I'm definitely gonna push it off of me, or try to push it off of me. If I can't, then I'll try to slide out from underneath it.
Okay.
Bench press!
Yeah, that's right.
Athletics check, please.
Oh yeah, that's
a good roll.
29.
Didn't skip
Do a
arm
couple
day.
reps.
I never skip arm day. I'm all arm day.
Perhaps inspired by Cecilia's somewhat unhappy sounding shouts, you throw the stone off and you realize that a sarcophagus had fallen on you, and it slams against the opposite wall, disgorging the skeleton that's inside. The skeleton falls down, and its hands and feet end up near your feet as you're standing there in the pool of water.
Okay, so I quickly check myself. Do I have all my, armaments?
Oh, yeah.
Then I check my shadow. Is Mirabelle there?
Mirabelle is not here. Mirabelle seems to, well, you're not really sure. I mean, spoiler alert, Mirabelle's fine, but Stong might be uncertain.
Did you bring her to Pros to the crypt?
I mean, I bring her everywhere. So, I'm going to search my memory. Like, can I remember what happened to her?
I'm going to need you to make an intelligence check.
Oh, yeah.
You got hit in the head pretty hard by a sarcophagus.
That's a 10.
You don't remember.
Oh, crap. Okay, well, Stong is going to go into a panic. He woke up, so he goes into a panic, but he thinks that the best thing that he can do right now is find Cecilia, because maybe Cecilia will know what happened to Mirabelle and where they are, because he originally thought that they might have been in one of his favorite taverns, but apparently this is not any tavern he's used to. So
It's a different stinky
Okay, you start moving. You start moving, and you almost trip and fall because something has grabbed your ankle.
okay.
And you realize that skeleton is not just a skeleton, and it has grabbed you, and it starts crawling up your body. And you realize that at that moment, you probably should have listened to the orcs. Several hours earlier, the city of Pros appears in the distance. The 5 of you have gathered, along with Calith, so 6. Mirabelle's not there. You left Mirabelle back where it's safe in Westgate.
Oh, okay. I guess I will just I'll compartmentalize that knowledge.
But as you approach the ghost city of Pros, you realize that it looks more like an armed encampment than a ruin of a city. There are palisades of bone and wood and torches burning smokily as the sun starts to dip. It has taken you basically an entire day to travel here. You did not bring Sarchin. You did bring the wolf, who is curled up on top of the carriage or cart or whatever you're taking.
I've made several attempts to make the wolf talk at this point.
Yeah, you talk to the wolf. The wolf just kind of looks at you.
I could just give you over to
Do you
it.
talk to any other animals, like the horses, for instance?
Yeah, I'll try talking to the horses.
Okay, the horse says, "Oh, hello."
How's it going?
So when Cecilia does this, she just sounds like that animal to everyone else. And the horse goes, "It's going okay. Oh,
What?
hello."
What's your name?
Better not be Ed.
Horse.
Thank you. Okay. The horse can do it. Why can't you do it?
Oh, hello. the
Okay,
horse
bye-bye.
Keep
Keep doing what you do.
Animals are not necessarily that interesting to talk to.
They really aren't.
Except that Calith did bring Dumpling.
I'm not talking to
Is
Dumpling.
riding
Whoa.
Dumpling.
Yeah.
And Dumpling looks at you expectantly,
Like, I'm sort of scared of Dumpling.
and Calith leans down and pats Dumpling's neck and says, "Stay away from her." All right, you go back into the wolf, talk to the wolf. The wolf just kind of looks at you like,
I don't like this and it irritates me. But I'm not gonna hand him over to Sarshan just because he's irritating. Yet.
it's a certain moral line that Cecilia has. Okay.
Yeah, I don't hurt people because they're irritating. When they're mondo irritating, that's different. No.
Okay, you see this armed encampment of the city of Pros. How do you wish to approach? What do you want to do?
So Stong is wistfully just looking at this encampment. Looks a little downcast, not like his normal optimistic self. And he goes, "Man, I really miss Mirabelle. I wonder what she'd think of this armed encampment."
We could describe it to her when we go back.
It's true.
We could. What are we looking at here anyway? Does anybody know?
I thought it was a ruin that we were.
Are these
a ruin,
ghost
but-
armies? Is that a thing?
I mean, I'm sorry. Do we recognize it? It's an orc encampment at this point, or we just?
You get close enough and you think that it must be something like that. And Stong kind of perks up a little because Stong, master of all trades, and can recognize an orc encampment.
Bardic knowledge?
Yeah.
Oh,
ahead.
just no.
And
Okay.
being-
You just know, but go ahead and roll.
Because you don't
Maybe
know
I'll
what
give you extra
kind.
details.
There's lots of options here.
Well, that is a nat 20.
Whoa.
So do I get to add any bonus?
Nice.
Well, you add your normal bonus because the nat 20 is not an automatic success on a skill check.
So just remind me what I add. Like, do I add a stat or do I add
You
skill?
add it's I guess this would be knowledge history.
It's 23.
Okay.
Tell me what I know about my peoples.
You know a lot about your peoples, and you recognize that this tribe, you recognize their heraldry, and they belong to what tribe, Yang Yang?
Oh, guys, it looks like the stank spears have taken over this town.
The Stank Spears.
Good thing or a bad thing?
No, that's a terrible thing.
Okay.
Because they're
That name
annoying
doesn't
or they're gonna kill us.
bode well.
So the word that Stong says is shaksa, which sounds impressive until he
okay.
translates it to stank spears. Orc
They-
names work like that. They are kind of onomatopoeic words, so they mean whatever the word sounds like, and that
Yeah.
sounds a little gross.
Sounds stanky.
I tell them they have this practice where they take their enemies and impale their body parts with their spears and then leave it to rot to intimidate other people.
That's intimidating.
It's pretty scary.
Yes.
So
Also-
not friendly then.
Bad interior
Not from
design.
my experience.
A group of outriders is approaching you
Uh-oh.
with spears,
The spokesperson.
and one of them
Yeah.
holding the flag of the stank spears.
What do we do?
I guess I could try to talk to them first, and if it goes poorly, then you'll have to bail me out.
All right.
Okay.
Should we-
We're here for it.
Get like ready
Should
at
we
which
look
bolt.
intimidating?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, they respect strength.
Do a little prestidigitation so that lightning is crackling over both of
Hey,
us.
that's my shtick. It was mine first.
I'm going to need you to make a group intimidation check, which means all of you make an intimidation check. If you're using prestidigitation, you get advantage on
Oh,
the check.
good. Does that
Or
work?
some other similar spell.
She'll do
26.
Wow.
Artemisia will do prestidigitation, but better.
But better. All right.
And I will still roll very badly.
Oh no.
So
I got a 10.
that's
11
So
here.
you feel like you did it better, probably.
So,
It's just the flower in the helmet. It
It's the
ruins
flower
the
in the
whole
helmet.
effect.
so she got a 14
Okay.
with
Okay.
advantage.
Sturge rolled a 1. So what happened was
Ah, knocked you off your game.
he looked over at Artemisia, was like, well, this is no one's game, and then the lightning just went spiraling around his nose, and he couldn't get it to spread over, and it just became irritating and obnoxious and kind of ridiculous. And
Like a lightning rod.
He snuffed it, and looked dignified.
And
So dignified.
and Song, what did you get on your check?
11.
11. Okay. So the orcs approach,
I
and while the two half-elf spellcasters there look a little unsettling to them.
I look
see-
a lot unsettling.
Yeah,
I actually
they're like, okay, that's the threat. Those two. They look upon the rest of you with contempt. And one of them, the lead orc, holds up the others on their wolves. They're mounted on wolves, giant wolves. And he says, in orc, assuming that you speak orc,
I do.
Yang Yang,
I do.
hail. Why are you coming here?
So Stong sort of like hops down from the carriage and he like puts himself between the orc riders and the carriage.
Okay, the orc swings down from his wolf, and the wolf growls. And then the orc approaches you.
So Stong kind of like lifts his head up and he goes, "Look, are you a friend or are you a dingle-dangle? Because everybody likes friends, but not everybody likes dingle-dangles.
PG-13.
You can't hear that, but no one likes dingle dangle.
Nobody likes dingle dangles.
I think Artemisia's been a fan of Jingle.
Okay, the orc stalks toward you, looking down, and then he looks up, and then he says,
Where's the town
Depends.
crier when you need him?
"Do you bring goods? For I." He opens his cloak, and you see a number of things hanging on his cloak, like pieces of jewelry and like totems and carvings. He's all, "For I bring goods."
I think I just nod, and then I step to the side and motion for Artemisia. My friend is an excellent tradesman. Perhaps the two of you can work something out.
Ah, trade. The city of Proc wants to trade. We have been trying to trade for months. No one wants to trade with us.
Probably they're intimidated by your reputation and your smell.
Ah, yes, reputation and smell. And the horrors.
Horrors?
Yes, the dark underground horrors. Ah, he looks around.
Tell us
You
more.
are sellswords, yes.
Location.
It says we are. It depends, but we don't work for free.
No, you work for trade.
Can we examine what's under his cloak? Like, does it look like stuff that's actually worth
Some of
anything?
those. Okay.
Stirge has been looking for a big Italian watch, like
What's Italian?
I mean, a big netherese,
Omnican,
A big netherese watch.
Lantern.
sundial.
Yeah, you
Lantern
mean
makes
lantern. Yes.
Oh.
It's fine. We're just nerds. Okay.
Listen, we got one shtick.
There is indeed a timekeeping piece, although it is cracked. And looking at those things, you think you could probably sell those for a total of like 100, 200 gold pieces, probably.
Okay, I go back and I say, 1 moment. I need to speak to my friends. I mean,
Says-
my tribe.
We have greater treasures.
Oh.
We will offer greater treasures for destruction of creature beneath.
I like the way this guy negotiates. Like, we didn't even ask, and he's just upping it for us.
Yeah.
You're like, we'll take 50%, and he's like 80%.
Do you have bootleg copies of the latest ballads? 'Cause
He tries to sell Stong's own music back to us.
Hey, that's my music.
I think Stahl would be flattered if that happened. He'd be excited and give him more. But anyways,
He
goes
just
back.
interpreted you as not being very impressed by his trade that he had to offer.
So I go back and
a
tell
very
everybody
insightful
else.
orc.
I translate, what just transpired, and I tell them, they have greater treasures. They offer it to us to deal with their undead horrors.
Well,
Well, I mean,
Stirge, are your family undead horrors? Is that what's happening here?
I won't know till I look at their gravestones.
if we have to get into this place to find whatever information is in the ruins, we might as well get paid for fighting the things that we would be fighting anyway.
Aye, and this is a group of fine folks trying to establish roots and life in a place that was formerly dead, and I applaud that. I think we should support
But
that.
we should also still get paid.
Oh, yeah, aye, sure. There's many a temple that could use a good donation in my...
Caliph, who hasn't been paying a lot of attention to what's going on so far, leans in and says, "Did someone say undead?"
Well,
So, the orcs escort you into Pros, or as they call it, Prosk. Yeah, you see that there are maybe 400 orcs in this city.
We can take
and they have built a fairly good-sized encampment settlement. And you see that they are attempting, at least, to start creating the infrastructure of trade. There are stands where people orcs are people, but I wanted to be specific, are bartering items that they have made or scavenged people are trading furs and uncooked meat for other items, things like that.
Are there non-orc individuals here?
Just you.
Okay. Are they looking at us with any sort of curiosity or
yeah.
hostility?
Most of them are looking at you warily. And for those of you not versed in orc, that looks like they're looking at you like they want to murder you. And some of them are eyeing your equipment and like, oh, these folk have trade.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Stong if anybody here seems to be selling alcohol.
Do I recognize any alcohol?
Oh, yes. Mostly by smell.
I point her towards the nearest stall.
You smell a deep, heady fermentation.
I would buy the small version of whatever is being sold here because I don't want to fight an undead horror.
There is an orc woman who is turning a big vat of, well, it's fermenting grain, right?
Oh.
And
Which,
Rogar will just kind of sidle up to you while you're doing that and just kind of be, are you all right? The last time I saw you this shooken up was after the crit.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
House of Amos.
It'll be fine. We're doing this no matter what. So
The orc extends a wooden tankard of this beer, you're not sure,
the
toward
size
you.
of your hand is making me. Oh no!
It's orc size.
My hands, I don't know if you can all see this. I have orc-sized hands.
Oh, man.
Right, they're gigantic.
It's like a gallon jug.
I'm just picturing it's like. Okay. How much does she want for it? Do I have to pay her?
She just smiles at you
We'll just give her
encouragingly.
coin.
She takes it.
Cool. Okay.
She
all
turns
right.
to the orc next to her and says something in orc, and the other orc says,
I wish I made Stone.
and
I
they
wish
look
I made
excited.
Stone
Oh,
come
the
over
first
here.
transaction success.
First transaction with an elf is what one said.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna take a solid swig of this.
Make Constitution saving throw.
And this is the point when Artemisia is going to, like, not sidle, just come
15.
over. And
Oh, okay.
what
you
are you
are
even
able.
doing?
I just need a little pick me up. That was the long carriage ride, and then we're gonna go do a thing, and I'm just a little steadier would be good. That's all.
You are able to stomach it, and it maybe does make you a little steadier.
I am not
very,
trying
very
to
strong
get
and very, very
drunk.
gross.
I am gonna stop. Like I definitely am just trying to sort of dull the edge. At this point, that's enough. I think I can handle this.
What
Okay.
did it taste like?
What did it taste like? Was this like a beer kind of thing, or is
It's a
it more
beer kind of
distilled?
thing.
Okay.
What kind of beer does the Stank Spears make, and what does it
Based
taste
on Yang Yang's previous description.
I have had a lot of beers with a lot of interesting additives, and I feel like either it has seaweed in it because we're close to the ocean,
The Dragon Mirror.
and maybe some sort of like ultra preserved, like black lemon kind of thing. But also,
So it's an IPA, is what you're saying.
but
All right.
also, I'm gonna say, there is something fishy in this.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is.
Like fermenting
So
flesh?
the orc woman is still stirring it,
There-
and like a fish head appears, and she just puts that back in the pot.
All right, so Artemisia was dubious, but she's going to go over to the cauldron and she's going to start to do the, like, the perfumer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you, like, waft it towards yourself, and she, like, gets her hand, she starts, and she's like, ah!
It had protein in it, I guess.
Oh no.
Your hand burns a little bit just from.
Okay.
I think too. I just want to point out for all those economic students out there, this is an example of how trade facilitates friendship between nations and strengthens bonds.
These are very capitalist orcs.
Very capitalist. orcs.
Speaking of capitalism, one of the orcs, the best dressed orc you've seen so far, who is big, muscular, well dressed, jewelry, shows up and says, "Ah, you are the sellswords.
Yes, that is us.
You are led by a half-human. This is an auspicious omen."
I say, Give me 1 second. I think I would like to have my friend the half-human in on this conversation, my best friend. So I'm going to go over to Cecilia, and I'm going to say...
The orc matriarch looks confused,
I say,
but she's like, all right.
look, I really need your managerial skills here.
Okay.
Like,
got
help me
it.
cut a good deal. You always make the best deals. So I'm going to cast Tongues on you so that you can talk to anything
Spell
for
name
1
always
hour.
makes me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can talk to anything for 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah, you
Good to know.
understand anything for
Good-
1 hour.
good
And
to
when you
know.
speak, it understands you too.
Okay.
Good. All right.
So I'm going to then usher her back and say, this is our deal maker.
I'm gonna look
Deal.
real serious and intense.
Are you
I'm
ready?
hoping my 26 laughs.
Yeah, negotiations.
You are the elf who drank the beer.
I was gonna
I
say,
am.
you're only slightly,
You have fine mask. How much you want to trade?
No trade for the mask.
How much you want to
important.
trade for the wolf?
Nope. The wolf stays. The wolf is with us. He comes with the sellsword package.
The wolf nuzzles your hand.
Give him a scritch.
Okay. How much you trade for that one? Points at Artemisia.
I thought our trade was that we were gonna come and deal with your dark undead horrors.
Yes.
So let's do that first.
Sorry, I am enthusiastic about trade.
Understandable. You have so many great things to trade.
there's more.
There is a creature lives in the catacombs, feasts upon orcs that wander.
We can't have that.
No, it is bad for trade.
Do you know what it is?
It is some kind of dead thing.
It is called a
Stop.
tariff.
It is called aggressive regulation.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna lean into Stong and be like, is there any chance you can use your bardic knowledge on a dead thing?
Yeah.
Is that actually gonna work?
I wonder what Mirabelle would think about this dead thing.
You know what? We're gonna you know what? I bet Stirge could do a puppet show for her about this.
Already thinking about it.
Okay, so
Not
I
the
rolled,
creepy
if it's a history, it's a 14 total.
You know, a lot of things can be called dead things.
I start listing off all the things that could be dead things.
Okay.
Skeletons, zombies.
Yes, skeletons.
Liches, ghouls.
She looks
wights,
confused.
Okay, I want you to stop right now.
wraiths.
Okay, so
Cecilia looks a
She's
bit
getting paler and paler.
unhappy.
I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm great.
Totally cool.
Okay, how much for getting rid of it?
What price, you ask?
I have absolutely no everything.
Everything. You drive hard bargain.
You start real high and let them argue you down, you know?
We shall give to you golden cask. The other orcs around go, oh, golden cask, yes.
How big is this golden cask?
She waves her hand. Two orcs appear after a while, and yeah, they have to go get the cask. And it appears to be basically a treasure chest about 2 feet wide, 1 foot deep, and lined in gold.
So that sounds pretty good. I will admit I am not fluent in Cecilia. I assume would be much more fluent in how much is a reasonable price for this job. But that sounds good to me. Should I make an insight check?
If you want to. Make
You're
an
not
insight
gonna
check and
just
I'll
tell
tell
me?
you more about it.
A different die is in order.
Ooh,
Good. That
nice.
one behaved.
Oh,
That is a 23.
It seems valuable. That chest alone could probably be sold for 100, 200 gold pieces, and then there's probably something inside. Like, based on the way the orcs are kind of carrying it, there's clearly something inside.
Can you open it up?
Orc says, we do not make lock picks, and we have not found the key.
So I lean over, or I gesture over to Stirge, and I say, I translate, what's been said, and I say, do you think you could open this if we earned it? Okay.
Can I Eldritch Sight it and see if it's also magical?
You can.
Is it magical?
There does appear to be a Dweomer affecting it.
Okay.
I want to ask the orcs, have you tried to open it before?
Yes!
So this is no mimic.
9 fingers tried to open it.
Did he have 10 fingers before he tried to open it?
No, he now
Okay.
has 6 fingers.
Okay.
He tried 3 times.
I tell that to Stirge and I say, well, you got this, buddy. I believe in you.
Would you ask him what he knows about these catacombs?
That's a woman.
Her.
Well,
Are you sure?
we translate that and then not that part. I don't translate that part.
We know first chamber of catacombs. There is large sleeping mound for dead thing. And then beyond, we do not know.
I say,
She's trying to describe a sarcophagus, but she doesn't know that word.
I say, what if in the future we were in danger because a large number of these undead things attacked us? Is there some way we can signal you for help?
Yes. Call wizard. And the orcs just strike up this cry. Call wizard, call wizard, call wizard. And then
1-800-WIZARD.
and then there's magic kind of surrounding your head.
Oh,
Everyone else can see this kind of haze of
buzz
magic.
off magic.
And then you get this message that says, I am the great and powerful Urblast. Call upon me with your words, and I shall come to save you from.
Okie doke.
Is that sufficient enough for me to be familiar with this person?
It is clearly a sending spell.
But is that... oh, okay. So, I guess
But
I have
now
25
that-
minutes to
In
Now
reply.
future enhancements of the sending spell, you only need to have the word count as you're trying to.
Now that he cast the spell, you can reply in 25 words or less.
Ah, okay. I say, okay, thank you. Please give me a picture or some rough sketch of your face so I can know you. I need to be familiar.
Okay.
Nice.
So several moments pass, and then you hear somebody walking toward you, jangling like bells are ringing, and this very, very tired-looking orc wizard shows up. And he says,
Orc
I
wizard.
cast spell to prime you for message back to me, but it did not work out. Here is what I look like.
I love that he like equivalent of texted you from across the room. Like from the kitchen.
So the spell technically says that I have to become familiar with who I'm sending it to, so I become familiar with him now. I have to do whatever it takes to become familiar.
So there's a montage of arm wrestling,
Okay, well,
drinking,
Showing each other pictures of your
talking about showing small illusions of demon babies.
Yeah, Mirabelle. Okay, and now we become more than familiar.
best friends.
Yeah,
Okay.
I call him my new best friend, and as
Wait.
part of the bargain, you don't know. Wait, no, you do know. Run. I say, you are outside of this group. You are the first orc that I ever am proud to call friend.
You must have lived sad and lonely childhood.
I did.
But Urblast will be your friend for the duration of your time in the city. Then Urblast will probably forget you entirely.
you,
You shake arm. You're like, yeah, that seems reasonable.
I admire your honesty, Urblast. It is a deal.
I would like to try
I
to
will try to forget you first.
Deal.
Deal.
They slug each other.
Yeah.
I
One
would
point
like
of
to
damage.
enhance the deal from the Orc Matriarch for the gold cask, the stuff the guy offered us originally. Whatever we
She
find
says,
in the
oh,
catacombs.
you want trade.
Whatever we find in the catacombs, and a cask of that weird beer, because it's kind of growing on me.
Now, how much would you pay for it?
She says, we have a cord.
All right.
She shakes your hand.
See, this is why I put her into the deal. She's a deal maker.
She nearly lifts you off the ground when she shakes your hand. But
Making me a little
all right,
dizzy.
you made the deal. All right. 1 hour later, in the darkness. So there is a faint light in the middle of this crypt, and it is coming from a diamond-shaped gemstone that is gleaming with silver light, and it is in someone's hands. And as we draw in closer, we see that the light is illuminating a long nose peering at this diamond.
Aren't you glad
Stirge,
I bargained for everything we find in the catacombs right now?
Stirge stands in the midst of chaos as shadows swirl around him, lightning crackles. Cecilia cries out for Stong while blasting skeletons. Stong throws sarcophagi around. Rogar is trying to pull together clerical magic. And it is...
to be clear, are we in separate chambers though? Like,
Well, yes, but you're going to come back together
Okay.
after we take a short break. So, come back shortly after the break, and we will discover this dark threat that looms over everyone. Like we did last week, we're going to do a interview +1. So our mod is going to run a poll to see which of these fine individuals you'd like to see me chat with during the break.
and ask
Emily is
questions.
one of the options. I'm just going to say.
We'll just show her picture for 5 minutes if you choose her. And, like,
Yeah,
that's it.
Rogar will show up.
Yeah, I'll just play. I'm playing the role.
Okay, and thank you. Come back in just a couple minutes, and we'll get right back into it.
and-
Oh, Randy has something to say.
Well, were we going to let them choose a spell for Caliph to cast?
Yes. So, Caliph has spent most of the adventure in the present tense unconscious, but when she does wake up, she will use one of her spells to some dramatic effect in the battle. We would like you to decide which of 5 spells I've sent in to our mod, Shay Darksong, in the comments, and she will be running a poll to see which spell Caliph is going to use.
And add whatever like the most creative and fun way you can think of to use that spell as well.
Exactly.
Voila.
Thanks, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Welcome back. We're oh sorry.
You guys didn't make up your minds. There was a tie, so we decided to kick Eric out, and now we're answering the questions around here. Except Eric is the one who's going to be asking them because he's got the hookup.
I don't know who you're talking about. I am the omnipotent, all-knowing voice that is going to ask the question. So the first question is, jiggle, jiggle, bounce shirts, when?
Basically, just as soon as we verify the quality of the product, basically, which it takes a little time to order the products and receive them. We just want to make sure that when you order them, you don't receive them and then the picture's like blurry or too small or anything.
We don't
So
want you wearing
We're just
crappy
doing
shirts.
some quality testing because we care. And we want to make sure that when you pay the money for the merchandise, you're happy with it.
You're going to walk around in a shirt that says jiggle, jiggle, bounce.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing shirt that says
Exactly.
jiggle, jiggle, bounce.
Exactly. But I got the store set up, got some designs, so yeah, it's just quality testing and stuff right now. And so, fingers crossed. Yeah, in the next couple of weeks. I know that's really sounds like a long time and ambiguous, but it's amazing how much time these things take.
We'll keep trying to be entertaining to keep your enthusiasm up.
Yes.
So, you two are writers. What are you working on? Tell us about a thing that you're working on.
Well, I am working on, I am working sort of on 2 projects. I like to work on one thing and then think of something else to cheat on it with. So when I get bored, I can just jump over. So one of those is a secondary fantasy. So it's a fantasy that's set in a world that's not this one. That's based on Egyptian mythology, which is something that I really am very interested in and passionate about. And it's weird and it's kind of literary and it's about magicians and god kings and stolen souls. And then the other one is about a group of ladies who were school friends who are gonna go kill a titan, but they might have to time travel. So it's kind of weird.
And it'll be better than Gods of Egypt. So,
That's a low
guaranteed.
bar,
Like,
but
I'll give you that blurb right now. Better than Gods of Egypt.
I will ask you when it's done to blurb it. I also have another thing that I am hopefully about to do some cool revisions on, and hopefully I will have excellent news for people soon.
Was your degree in some way related to?
Anthropology.
Yeah.
And
so-
I did my senior independent study or thesis, I don't remember what it was called, my special senior project where I got to pick what to do on evolution of depictions of the goddess Hathor in the pre-dynastic and early dynastic age. So yeah, I'm real nerdy about this.
So yeah, it's not just hack left field stuff. All right, cool. This is exciting. What am I working on? I'm just finishing up right now I call it a Persian mage punk. So it's also set in another world based on pre-Islamic Persian culture loosely. Like imagine if they got transplanted to another world 500 years later kind of a thing. And there's, they basically use jinn as a magic. So there are different kinds of jinn, elemental jinn and other things. A little bit Pokemon, a little bit, but
but that's cool.
Yeah, but also my favorite part, what the seed of it was, basically linking up, like mind linking with these small jinn and using them as avatars to hack this sort of magical equivalent of the web.
Nice.
So that's sort of the core of it, and yeah, so I'll send it to my agent at the end of the month, and we'll see if it's any good. And if not, then I've got another couple things I'm working on. But yeah.
Great question from Seldorine801. What more did Rogar want to tell Stirge?
Oh well.
I have a couple more questions. So
Do be
let's
clear.
keep it
I'll be
moving.
quick.
We have to keep it
Basically,
PG-13 for our spot.
I was trying to show him what is called the tongues of the beholder position, but it's my drawing looked like a bowl of spaghetti or something, and very confusing and not very erotic or not very appealing probably to him. So I can understand why he's like, I don't understand how this is going to like make my life better.
That's probably it.
Other than like I get a car brush, I don't know. Anyway, so
Okay, another question. Be honest. Is Cecilia attracted to Sarshan?
I think Cecilia being attracted to people is kind of, she has some stuff going on that makes that a little tricky. And I think right now she doesn't know whether she should even trust Sarshan, and she has to make that call first. I think she can recognize that he is, aesthetically pleasing, but she's not going to be jealous of Artemisia going after that. Also, he's not Lilton, so that's not so bad, right?
Oh, you should encourage it.
It's like torn. On the one hand, if she goes after Sarshan, then she's not with Lilton, who's terrible, whatever his demon issues are. But if she does, he was my knight first, and then he's going to go, I don't even know if I want to keep him yet, and she's already taking him. What is that?
sisters.
Yes. Watch on
Sisters,
as further developments
sisters.
develop. Another question, this one again for Aaron. What's Havilar's? Okay, so Havilar is not a character in our game, but she is very relevant. What are Havilar's current feelings in campaign on Cormyr, since I believe you mentioned that she was there earlier in the campaign during the interviews, but she was distinctly against staying there in the novels?
Okay.
Yeah, way to put her on the spot there.
So Havilar is a character from my novels, the Brimstone Angel Saga. As I mentioned, she also appears in Idle Champions. So she is sort of the sister of the core character, Farida. And one of the things that happens to her is that she meets a boy and falls in love with him, and then it turns out he's in line for the throne of Cormyr, who are not keen on the idea of someone who needs to be sort of presentable and very Cormyrian. And very Cormyrian means very human. Having a tiefling lover. By this point, if we're gonna, call all of this canon, right? By this point, they've been together for a while, and they have children. And there's a certain amount. She doesn't want to live in Cormyr. Cormyr's not a place where she wants to be. But Bryn has certain connections. And I think we mentioned at some point that we had sort of a part of the arc where I played their son Remzi, and which was very fun. I loved playing Remzi. But the notion there was that if your dad has a noble title, there's a lot of things that come along with it, and so he was like, I'm going to make sure that it's clear my children are legitimate and they stand to inherit all these things. When it comes down to that. So there's a certain amount of we have to go do dad's business stuff. And I think there is also the fact that if she's going to Cormyr, she's going to have to go to court to do things, which means she gets to wear a really fantastic dress. And this is one thing Havlar has like always wanted is fantastic dresses that she can also fight in. And so, maybe she should come to Westgate and hit Silks at Dawn, because I think Artemisia could hook her up with a nice wardrobe that would blow away all these Cormyrian nosy nobles.
That does seem like
special
a
guest
good
appearance.
candidate. All right, and last question from one of our Brazilian fans. I would love a Jiggle Jiggle Bounce shirt. Is international shipping going to be possible?
That is an excellent question. I will look into that. I know we have a number of, shout out to Australia, shout out to Germany, shout out to all of our international fans.
And Brazil.
And Brazil. Well, obviously, so thank you very much. But yeah, TBD, I will, and if our current system that we're setting up does not support it, I will explore alternate options, because we definitely want to support everyone that we can. Yeah.
Great. I think that'll do it.
All right. Thanks for your questions.
We should
Mysterious
rearrange
voice.
so that we can start playing again.
There's all kinds of stuff back here.
And we're back in the Dark Crypt. Roll initiative.
Okay. Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Now that's my great roll.
Okay, Stirge.
16.
Rogar.
That would be an 11.
Oh, okay. Song.
14.
Artemisia.
20. I'm going to want that roll for something else, but I don't have it.
Cecilia.
19.
Okay. Artemisia, you... Stop doing that. Artemisia, you were going to go first.
So, am I crossing off any of my
It
spell
was
slots?
fine. It's just,
I was just
gonna-
filling in while you're getting this.
It's going to disrupt the sound. Okay. All right. Do vote in the poll in the chat about spells for Kayla to use. The mod is about to run that, or has already started it. I don't know. I'm not watching.
And
Artemisia.
No Bodie boat face.
Now,
please.
there are certain. Okay, it's going. It's going. Okay, good.
Give her a spell called Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
Artemisia.
It turns all the skeletons into boats.
I want you to summon a giant boat and just fling it at all the skeletons.
Yeah.
Artemisia, you have cleared a path to the fallen Caliph, who immediately went down as soon as the battle started. Shadows boiled out of the walls and just down.
He tried the vampiric touch an undead creature.
So there are shadows all around, and there is that looming dark figure that's standing over Rogar, about to strike him down with some terrible slaying magic. What do you want to do? You're not sure where your sister is. You're not. Oh, though you can hear her shouting "Stong, Stong."
It just echoes through the hallways.
And
Best
various
friend.
I like
registers.
his imitation more than your imitation.
Fair enough.
Well, if she's yelling, then she is at least not unconscious, so that's good. Artemisia
We
is
look on the
gonna
bright side.
stay standing over Caliph.
Okay.
Not that she can really help her that much, but
So
she's
the dark
here,
figure is looming over both of you, is what you're
she's
saying.
going to use her spell on the dark figure. You see,
Great.
that's the cool thing about lightning bolt. You can stand here and do it there.
Fair enough. What's the saving throw?
The saving throw is dexterity, difficulty 16.
Ooh, all right. The lightning bolt catches the dark figure full in the chest.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big pile of dice.
What was that word? Mess their nade up. Like
Yes.
swearing in the realms? Okay.
Mess their nade up.
Mess their nade up.
28.
There's probably a
28,
different phrasing
okay.
that's a little more melodic, but
Oh, yeah.
It's
you can
correct.
tell me. You can
people
tell
will
me
know
if,
what you mean.
Okay.
People will know what you mean.
The lightning flashes in the darkness, illumining a rotted, sharp-featured face. Rotted, like obviously an undead creature. Dressed in sweeping, it looks like dark green robes. It's kind of hard to tell because it's in the dark. With a necklace of some kind over its bony chest. And the lightning flashes into it. It seems to partly be absorbed by the magical protections around this creature. But you did do damage to it. Cecilia, you see the lightning flash, and you see Artemisia illuminated briefly some 30 feet or so behind you. That provides you kind of an anchor point to know where you are in the darkness. When the battle began, the first spell that this creature used was a kind of confusion spell that sent you all staggering in different directions.
Okay.
But that lightning is like a bolt of clarity for where everything's going down. You shake off the confusion.
Well, that's
what would you
handy.
like to do?
Are there things around me like immediate threats, or have I just blasted all these skeletons?
You were certain there were immediate threats all around you, but when you look, you see you're just in a boneyard, essentially, of skeletons that you have burst into various constellations of destruction.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I like that, constellations of destruction.
I thought it
Well, people might
seemed
be sure.
appropriate for Cecilia.
There's a tiger.
Okay, and there,
there's
and when that happens, do I see where the shadowy figure is, or can I no longer
Yeah,
tell?
you can vaguely see it, although it is very far away, so it,
You said 30 feet behind
you would have disadvantage to hit it with a targeted attack.
Okay. It's too bad I don't have magic missile.
We do
Okay.
have the results of Kayla's spell, by the way.
Surprise us.
I will surprise you.
Thank you.
It's not her turn yet.
No, it's well, she's unconscious. She's rolling death saves.
There we go.
Speaking of which,
Okay, I guess I'm gonna.
oh no.
Oh, what? Caleb, if you're watching, don't worry, I think.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and get closer to where I can ready a spell the next time he lights up, because I assume someone else is doing this.
Okay. So
And I want to
what-
hit that guy.
What spell are you going to ready?
Witch bolt.
All right. So you start casting Witch Bolt, and you hold the power in your hands, crackling,
It's a really good feeling. If you've never held Witch Bolt at the ready,
ready to blast
very
the
satisfying, very
Okay.
powerful.
creature. So Stirge.
How far?
Stirge. You were holding this diamond.
It's that big?
No, it's small, but it's floating above your hands.
Oh.
Once again, Eric, your giant hands are changing the scale.
Can I remember how
Here's my tiny hand. This big. It's still a big diamond.
Can I remember
Like-
how I got here?
One moment. When we do merch, there's going to be like a shirt or something for every person, but for me, it's just going to be this pair of giant hands.
Describing tiny object like
The hands of fate, and there's like a tiny D20 in one of them. All right.
It'll be like this one, this little bitty one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back to the game. Stirge.
How did I get to this diamond? Where did I find this thing?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
saving throw. Whoa.
Oh,
Say
well.
the word saving throw and people get all freaked out.
8.
What are they saving from?
You have no idea, but you are looking at the most beautiful thing you have ever seen in your life. There are
She sees your tiny dice.
there are an entire age of stories locked within this diamond floating above your hand.
Can I snatch it from the air?
No, you are basking in its glory. Stong, your turn.
Okay.
Bask,
so,
dang it, bask!
So Stong is filled with like, he still can't remember where he left Mirabelle last. So he, goes into
Spoiler
this
alert,
rage.
Mirabelle's fine. Okay.
Oh
moving on.
yeah, I know. But just going back to his last beat.
Yep.
He goes into this rage, and he is just going to charge towards like Cecilia. He's going to just like ignore whatever's on his foot and try to like push past it. So, do I have to roll anything to move past it and get to Cecilia?
To get to Cecilia? No, you can get there easily.
Oh, okay. Do I still have the skeleton friend on my leg?
You are dragging the skeleton with you.
You're very strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the skeleton grabbed you, but the skeleton doesn't have the mass to retain you in place.
Just drag
My
me.
skeleton, my skeleton.
yeah. So I just run over to Cecilia.
The skeleton doesn't even have hips or legs. It's just a upper torso of the skeleton.
I see.
Like a Diablo.
If there is a door or some sort of open casket on the way that I can see, can I make some sort of roll to grab the skeleton and throw it into the casket?
Yes, make a dexterity attack.
Dexterity attack.
Yeah.
And thus was the new game Stong Ball created.
Whoa. So my normal proficiency is a +3, +2 dex.
Are you really proficient with a skeleton as a weapon?
Oh, good point. Good point.
Bardic knowledge.
18.
18. Okay. You manage it. You grab the skeleton, you throw it, and it ends up exactly where you wanted.
Okay. And even though he's
It's
furious,
kind of a bank shot. It's off the wall and then into where you wanted.
Yeah, even though he's furious, he's still a little polite. So he's like, "Oh, sorry," and then just like keeps going. Wait, angry or sorry? Sorry, and then just keeps going.
All right, you get to where Cecilia is.
So I see
Cecilia
her,
is holding lightning.
I go, Cecilia, where are we? Where's Mirabelle?
You didn't bring Mirabelle, but there's a thing. There's a thing in the dark. There's a thing in the dark, and Artemisia's fighting it. I can't see it though.
Oh, so
I should point
my
out
baby is
that
safe.
I should point out that when Cecilia speaks, you hear her speak in orc.
Oh. I say, oh, Cecilia, you're speaking orc.
When Stong speaks, you hear him speak Elven.
Oh, interesting.
Like, is it like supposed to be like your original tongue?
Yeah, it's like your mother tongue.
Rashemi.
Okay.
I think she may have learned some Elven originally, but I don't think she
Rashemi
remembers
with
it.
an Elven accent.
Fair. Okay, we'll balance it.
There
I
we
like
go.
it. What's happening here?
I say, I think my spell, tongues, is still in effect. I'm still tonguing you.
Ding, ding.
The town crier. I hear the town crier.
We go for the
Town
low.
crier
Okay.
shows up, gets buried by skeletons. Dead.
No, it's the ghost of the old process.
That's right, because you said the town crier had a stroke.
That's right. He's got this whole arc this time. This town crier.
He's like cabbage
enough.
guy in
All right.
Airbender.
But anyways, I
We have to make
say
a little shrine to the town crier next to the Kalis shrine.
I say, do you know what kind of undead creature it is?
Is it? I don't know. I mean, I assume everything down here seems to be undead. It's big. It's actually, did I see much? I didn't get the impression I did, but if I did, I would like to know it.
Not really. You just know that there's some terrifying creature there.
Big,
that Artemisia
scary?
keeps blasting at.
Dark, needs blasting.
So I guess I'll
Light
just,
it up.
yeah, I'll just end my action there, and just ready for the next round.
Are you doing like a bardic inspiration or something? I mean, it's
I mean, I don't feel like I don't know that anybody's in dire need yet.
True, fair
All I
enough.
know is like.
Oh,
Cecilia
also,
said.
Kayla's dead on the floor or something.
Oh my God! Where is she?
Sorry, there's a lot going on. I forgot it. Over there. Over there. See where her sword is down on the ground? It's still glowing.
Whatever direction she points at, Stong is just gonna like run that direction.
okay. Rogar,
Aye.
your turn.
Right. I try again to throw up Spirit Guardians.
Okay. Make a wisdom check.
So. Oh, they do a wisdom save, is how it works.
I know, but you have to make a
Okay.
wisdom check to cast the spell
Oh, because of the
because of a thing that's
because of the
happening.
things. All right. Oh, that's better. 19.
Okay, you were able to reach through this miasma to Sharon-Lara's light, and the power fills you.
Oh, and I say, Spirit Guardians, as summon ya, and the great dwarven Valkyries. They start flying about my head with their beards and their braids flowing in the sky and their hammers, and they strike anything that's within 15 feet of me.
Great. Well, they do indeed strike this robed figure, casting its spell, and it makes a saving throw.
Aye.
You said it was a wisdom save?
Aye.
Okay.
For half damage.
19. Probably a success.
Aye.
Okay.
So, oh my god.
Oh, dear.
With 3 die 8, I got a whopping 6 points of
Excellent.
damage. So
Oh,
he takes
yeah.
half for 3 points of damage.
Excellent.
That was a maximum 18 damage.
You guys can
could
just
have
go
rolled.
relax. I got this.
Does
got
that
this
Yeah, let's go home, guys.
3d8 is 24 maximum.
Oh, 3d8, yes. Go
Okay.
to the math stream if you want math.
Hold my orc
Does
beer.
that
That does illuminate, so
all right.
your triggered action goes out.
that is a 20, but not a natural.
That will hit.
Ooh, this is gonna be
Some
good.
people call that a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
So that's 27 damage.
Yeah.
Crackle.
Mess
And
up
it
their name.
is
Yeah, that's pretty close.
lightning damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I was not close enough to see, and
It's fine.
Artemisia hit him
High
with
five.
lightning.
Artemisia and Rogar, and
Cecilia.
Cecilia also see this. So all of you see this except for Stirge, who's distracted. The lightning strikes the creature and is partly dispersed by its magical protections.
He's got like a power bank on his neck.
Kayla, shatter it.
Until
Caliph. Okay.
Kayla, stop lying around.
Artemisia.
What a swagger.
Caliph makes another save. Okay, Artemisia's turn. Round 2.
Okay. Well, Artemisia's player just realized that she did the damage wrong in the last lightning bolt, but she's
did
going to
she?
say that Artemisia isn't used to the new form of her spell, so she will
enough.
use it later. However, in the meantime, she has this cool thing called Dispel Magic
Oh.
that she's going to try to use on that necklace
Oh,
thing.
Nice.
Oh.
yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Right? And I have not used this before, so I'm just checking. DC equals 10 plus spells level. Ability check using spellcasting ability. And that is 18.
All right. Let me just do some quick assessment here.
Sorry,
So you
should have warned you.
yeah, that's fine. So you call upon your power to break magical protections or some sort of effect that's going on. Yes, that's
Around the,
generally
yeah,
what you're doing.
figure.
You're
Yeah.
targeting
You got an 18, which would be anything of an 8th level or lower spell
Nice.
breaks.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that devouring darkness lifts, and you are now in just dim light except for the area that's illumined by the Valkyries.
Oh.
And the sword?
Well, the sword is kind of academic compared to the Valkyries.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, there's this faint blue glow on the floor.
So we all see each other now?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And you see the thing, and it is horrid. it is a walking corpse. Skin has drawn in tight against its bones. It has pointed ears, long, flowing white mane of hair, and yeah, it's obviously an undead creature of some kind. It's wearing
he's a
ancient robes of some elven make.
Bet he's a real looker in his day.
I think Stong has this thought for a moment. He's like, oh, Mirabelle's never seen one of these before. So he makes a note to prestigitate it for her later.
Okay. Cecilia's turn. Oh, now that it is revealed and its darkness has faded, it is going to take you a bit more seriously, and it throws its arms out, and power draws in toward it, draining life essence from each of
Could
you.
I do counterspell?
It's not a spell that it's using,
Okay,
unfortunately.
darn.
So
Thank you for
each of
letting
you-
me not do
yep.
counterspell.
Each of you needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
So how far is, I guess I don't know. Never mind.
Oh, shut in love. What's this?
14?
Nice.
14.
Okay, who got a 19? Me. Okay, what did you get, Rogar?
It was a Constitution. I got 18.
Okay. And Stirge, you are not in the effect, so you don't have to save. Okay.
Oh, 3.
Cecilia and Stong, you suffer 22 necrotic damage.
What?
And those of you who made your save, you suffer 11.
22.
Well, after how much I hurt him, that seems fair.
That seems reasonable, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Stirge, with this power having happened, you are dimly aware of something going on behind you. Okay, Cecilia. So your life is just, some of your life has just been torn out of your body.
Just gonna go hard. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna witch bolt him again.
Okay.
That one is another 20.
And that will
A
hit.
dirty 20.
That will hit.
Please be good. 22.
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine.
Take that
I forgot I
right
can
back.
persist the witch bolt for a little less, but
You-
then I don't
you
waste
could.
another slot. But
Okay.
I can do it next time.
Sure.
Just kill him in fire or lightning.
Okay. The lightning seems to be not super effective against it.
Okay.
You think that maybe it is just naturally resistant to lightning.
Not the necklace. All right.
Yeah, but you learned something important. Okay, Stirge, you are still gazing into this
You're
diamond,
channeling Stomp.
and you realize that there is a beautiful elven woman shouting at you from a distance.
In the diamond?
Not, well, maybe it's unclear. Like you,
There's a tiny dancer in the diamond.
I
wants you to
can't
hold her
hear
closer.
you!
Yeah.
all right. No, you are simultaneously in this crypt, and also in this splendid burial hall, and it is lined with gold, and the bricks seem to be golden, and plants are blooming all in all different directions, all different places, and there are curtains of satin hanging down in all directions, and there is a beautiful elven woman dressed in this elegant green dress with a very ornate necklace shouting at you, and you can faintly make out what she's saying. It's something like, You need to put that down. It's going to consume you. You need to put that down.
Put what down?
Put what down? Okay.
I'm not actually holding.
You're a stupid diamond.
Make a
You
wisdom
small.
saving throw.
Better than last time. That's a 17.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Just enough.
All right. The world starts to be a little bit clearer. You're still experiencing that burial hall, but also you're in this dark crypt where your friends are fighting with this terrible creature.
Is there any overlap? Is it like...
Yeah, it seems like the same place at the same time. Your head's kind of hurting a little bit, trying to keep track of both visions at the same time.
Okay.
And you feel like there's some kind of blockage in your mind that's not allowing you to connect them.
I've had too many blockages lately. It seems everything's blocked. Memories are blocked.
Gotta go for the fiber, dude.
Stong.
I'm trying to help you on the
He
other.
needs the mental fiber is what he needs. Stong, your turn.
Okay. So, how far away is this thing from me?
30 feet from you. Over a trail of skeletons.
Well, okay. I
Like
think
shattered pieces of skeletons.
Stomp him.
Yeah, I
Stompy,
think
stompy,
I'm
stompy.
definitely going to just charge right in. And if it's like kind of cool cinematically, cool, who am I joking? I try not to step on the skeletons because I respect their bodies.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
Oh man, why did I say that? I want to stomp them, please. 10.
All right, you managed to stomp only a couple of skulls as you go.
Sorry.
All right, you run up toward the creature.
Okay, so yeah, I just rush up to him and I just attack him.
Okay,
Is it a him?
standing there,
Or-
casting a spell.
That's a good question.
And now that you're that close, you're not sure the creature is actually trying to fight you. It seems to be doing something to Stirge, who is standing at some distance, staring at this diamond floating above his hands.
Is it possible for me to make so I see this and like my sword hesitates a little bit. I'm about to do like this home run swing, but I'm like, let me Arcana check just to, can I like Arcana check to try to figure out what's
Sure.
happening?
Well, it would be more like an insight check. But
Insight, okay.
yeah.
Okay, alright. Do I keep that? Do I burn this? I'm gonna burn this inspiration. Let's try to
Awesome.
really befriend this thing.
Awesome.
Okay, 13.
All right. The creature is definitely readying a slaying spell to cast upon Stirge.
Oh, this thing's a dingle dangle. Let's take it down.
Don't be a dingle dangle.
Yeah, don't be a
Okay.
dingle dangle. Okay, so
you're
then
gonna attack?
Yes, I'm gonna
Alright.
continue with my swing. So now that I'm level 6, I get 2 attacks.
Nice.
Because Bards of Valor are so powerful. Okay, the first one is a 12, and the second one is a 11.
Die, man.
I should
Those-
retire
Should-
this die.
Do we
Those
need
will
to, like, go
both
this direction
miss,
with that?
alas.
I have other d20s.
Okay.
They strike the creature's robes and just kind of glance off without any effect.
Yeah, I need to trade out some dice here.
Yeah,
This ain't
that'd be a
working.
little more effective.
Okay.
Swing and a miss.
The
swing and a
creature
miss.
does look. It glances at you balefully. You see its eyes are these twin points of white light.
Has it spoken?
It is speaking, but nobody can understand what it's saying.
Cecilia,
Oh, I have tongues.
Cecilia is not close enough to hear it. Not with the
How far
particular
away
cast.
am I?
You are about 60 feet away from it.
Because I was 30 feet originally, and then I
Well,
got closer.
You're about
I'm just
30
saying.
feet away from it now.
Tell us what it said.
Okay. It is speaking in a language that sounds like ancient and arcane to most of you, but to Cecilia, it is saying, "Get out of here. You are pestering me, and I am about to remove you all."
Okay, so I hear that.
Yes. Like when
fair to
Stong
me.
attacked, the creature looked around and said, "Just leave. I don't want to have to kill you, but I will."
All right, I'm gonna be like, "Whoa, guys, hold up!" And I'm gonna. Do I remember why we're down here at this point?
For money. And
For
maybe
the
Stirge.
laws.
For a golden coffer and
Okay.
a bunch of trade
And Stirge.
and Stirge.
Well, so just to back it up really quickly, in what way is the crypt tied to his? What are we expecting to find within the crypt that ties back to your family?
Is this Sturge's like great grandfather?
I don't know.
Let's find out. Excuse
You
me.
came down here to slay a dark creature at the behest of the orcs,
Oh, okay. So that we had free reign of the city in order to
Yeah.
search for it.
essentially.
Got it.
Ah, gotcha.
Quick question. Sorry,
The creature looks at you.
my impressive personage.
You speak my tongue. No, you have a magic about you.
You know what? I wanted to be able to converse with you. It seems important because I think we've got off on the wrong foot here.
You can all understand what Cecilia is saying. You cannot understand what the creature is saying.
I
And
love
when
this.
it
It's like
says-
backwards beat speech.
She has a magic about her. Suddenly, there's like wind blowing in her hair.
I always have a magic about me. What are you talking about? We were told there was something down here that was eating orcs.
There is.
Is it you?
Yes.
Okay. The orcs would like you to not do that. What would it take for you to not eat orcs?
They need to stop invading my domain.
This seems entirely reasonable. How much of this is your domain? First question.
All of it.
All of it, including upstairs?
I care nothing for the world above.
Okay. That might be a workable solution, and then nobody has to slay each other. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, nice-ish.
So I'm just going to ask, narratively speaking, what else is going on while they're having this conversation? Are you continuing to attack the creature, kind of uselessly?
Well, if we see her talking to it,
Yeah,
I did tell
Artemisia-
them all to
Rogar.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rogar
Artemisia's
as
listening.
a as a
bad.
cleric of life.
Initiative
always
is
on the
initiative is still going. So Rogar, you're gonna go.
side.
You're a cleric of life.
I
Calith is getting really pale on the ground underneath you.
Oh,
Right.
her roll's going bad, huh?
yeah.
Uh-oh.
I am going to take this opportunity to do preserve life, which grants 25 hit points. that I can
Whoa.
not to one person. That I can divide among targets up to 30 feet. So I'll do like 15 to Kaolith, and then like 5 and 5 to
Okay.
the people I
take it.
saw like double over when the creature like.
Really did not feel good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think your preserve life is actually 5 times your cleric level, and you are now 6th level.
Oh, right,
so,
right, right. So
Five
30.
more.
Sweet. All right. So
So 5 more.
sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Who gets 3 and
Two
who
and a
gets
half
2?
and 2 and a half.
Math.
All
do you
right,
like
yeah.
more?
Who's my best friend? I'll give 16 to kill.
There you go.
I'm not sure how many hit points Calith has maximum. Somebody else who has access to that could. I have it written down? No, I don't. But it can
And
only
then
heal
7
half of
to
her
each
hit
of
points.
you.
So okay, so you start healing them. All right. The entity casually casts another protective spell around itself.
Oh. What's going on?
Calith
Opens.
opens her eyes.
Oh, God.
And barks out a sudden breath, and looks around, looks at the battle unfolding, looks at the creature, and casts the spell that has been voted upon by you.
What did you do?
It's gonna be good. I hope.
She immediately turns into Stirge. And then pulls a Stirge special and flees.
That seems
about
really
right.
in character
Cheers.
for Caleb.
See, look, a gesture of goodwill.
Well done. Well done.
Should we ever let chat vote on anything meaningful again?
Oh, that was perfect.
Okay.
There we go. Yep, they voted, and it was disguised self by a small margin, I think. Anyway, so all right.
Oh, that Caliph.
Where did Caliph go?
What a trickster.
Round 3.
Was that Stirge as Caliph or Caliph as Stirge?
Oh, no.
Strong doesn't know.
Don't ask Artemisia.
Artemisia, your turn. What would you like to
Lightning
do?
bolt it.
Well, I really want her to use lightning bolt now because I can do it properly. Like now that I'm at 6th level, but she's readying it instead.
Okay.
Because she's waiting to see how this goes. Maybe she will need it yet.
Oh, I meant lightning bolt Stirge.
Which one?
Both, just to be safe.
No! She apologized.
Do you look upon Stirge now that the you're not immediately in fear for your life
Yes.
from the creature?
And she got rid of the darkness, so
Okay.
she can see him.
Stirge is standing there. And he's kind of fallen to one knee, and he's holding this diamond, which is blazing with fire. And
romantic.
his hands are starting to blister from the
Not
fire.
romantic.
And he's staring at it real hard, like he's blocked in more than one way. Okay.
Is it?
If you would like to make an Arcana check, you might be able to
Yes.
determine more.
I would. 11.
Okay. He is in the hands of whatever magical warding is on that item that he's holding.
You got greedy, man.
Can I, instead of writing
Classic
the spell, go over there to him?
Yes, you can do that.
I want to do that.
Okay.
Once I get there, is there time to do
Yeah,
something?
you can take an action. What
Okay.
action would you like to take?
Well, she's got daggers, so she's gonna like try to use like the pommel to like poke at the diamond, see if she can like break it out of his grasp.
Oh,
she's not
good.
touching it.
Oh, good. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
I mean, it's good. It's fine. It's great, guys.
20.
That's definitely a good roll.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
20.
see, you don't know.
Well, what happened?
That was a 1.
I see.
Am I rolling
So
percentiles or something?
you go to poke at it, and instead you end up touching it with your own bare flesh. And now, Stirge, the world shifts, and you are inside a different place. A fanciful court, in fact, somewhere distantly removed from this crypt that you found yourself in. And there's some very well-dressed noblewoman, not exactly yelling at you, but berating you in such a way that you feel awful about yourself. Like worse than your family ever did to you.
You don't know
Specifically about your inferior blood and your disappointment to this entire family.
Are you my mom?
Slap. Yes. I am, unfortunately. That is my curse, that I need to put up with you, you filth. It's a human woman, not an elf woman.
You?
Pointing at. Slap.
Damn.
Okay, so
She slapped you in the nose?
I was a little afraid
Stirge,
that one
make a
was going to
wisdom
mean you
save.
sliced his hand off or something. Then he would have to move in.
11.
honestly, that would have been better.
I
Like
this
I
is pretty
attacked
cool.
Sturge's wrist.
Is Sturge himself?
What'd you
in
get?
this?
11.
Okay, so now your head's hurting because you're in 3 places at once.
I am delighted that it's the two of you trapped in this thing.
Artemisia, you are trapped in this thing, and you are reliving some of your worst, most traumatic childhood memories.
Ah, okay.
Oh, no.
So she knows who this woman is?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder.
Okay.
So you
Stong.
can't share your traumatic childhood memories with the audience?
Well,
I
And
kind
the
of already
audience.
did.
For those
Well,
of you
I
who
mean-
are not great at subtext.
Yeah.
What I described isn't strictly necessarily exactly what happened. It's
Yeah,
kind of a nightmare version.
yeah, exactly. Her stepmother was never that overt.
Exactly.
About her feelings.
Okay,
But they're
Stog.
kind of this.
Okay.
I don't like her.
Your turn, Stog. What you gonna do?
Is Cecilia still talking to this thing?
Yes.
Have they taken any offensive actions against each other?
No.
I
Well,
will-
you don't think so. You're not sure what the creature itself is saying.
So last time I swung missed. I'm just gonna stand there and hold and wait and just give both of them side eye until something happens.
Memorize what this looks like so you can make a thing for Mirabelle.
Yeah. Although, I guess this is a good chance for me to inspire you. So I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration. You get a d6, and I'm gonna sing. Mess up his name.
Will you say that word slowly and louder?
Mess up his nade, not nads, nade.
Okay, I think I skipped Cecilia. So Cecilia, it is your turn. You're still conversing with the creature.
Yes. You're
You sense your tongue feels thick in your mouth, and you sense that the spell is about to end.
No.
Okay, here's the deal. We will go. You stay down here. They'll stay up there. And also, do you have any information about what is happening with that diamond?
He has touched the. He has touched the Kira, of course. It is absorbing him. He's not strong enough.
Can you
I could just kill him. That
No,
would be
thank
simple.
you. That would be plan B or maybe X. How
If
do we
it
get him
takes
to put it
control
down?
of him, I will have to kill him.
Is it a charm? Is he charmed?
Is it a
and
charm?
that
He's
you
a
don't
charmed?
understand what it's saying anymore.
Dang it!
Oh, darn it. I mean, I could tongue you again. but- I could do it 2 more times before
making
the
it
end
very
of the day, before I gotta
flustered.
rest.
Okay, Rogar,
Constitution. All right.
your turn.
Right.
Am I allowed to say what, like a summary of what happened? Or they've heard enough. They heard me saying that. Okay.
Yeah, they heard you.
one-sided.
They heard your side of the conversation.
Right. I will. I will.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then I'll do it twice.
it's a cunning dwarven plan.
I will try to. Oh, what the heck? I'll try. I'll look at the Stirge and I'll say, uh-oh. You need to calm down. And cast Calm Emotions.
Okay.
on him. And which has the effect of suppressing charm and fright.
Ooh.
And
Stirge, make a charisma saving throw, and Artemisia, make a charisma saving throw.
Dang.
Wow.
Well, 13 this time.
Oh,
Do I have
no.
advantage with
Eh.
that spell?
Too.
10.
Oh, really?
Right, because your DC is 15.
DC's 15, correct?
Yeah.
Oh,
So the spell takes effect on both of you.
I see.
You
Yeah.
wanted to roll though.
Right.
Good to know.
And
Yay, sucky roll!
like you're being beaten by this horrible woman whose face has become like that of a demon, and then everything just kind of fades and dulls and grays out,
I see.
and then you somehow it no longer matters quite as much that you were living in 3 different worlds at the same time.
Huh.
Artemisia, you stagger away from the gemstone, like it has broken that contact entirely. One of your worlds just fades away. The noblewoman world, just gone.
Okay.
And the woman, the elven woman in your memory, is still calling to you, and you can see her more clearly. It's like the world has become black and white, but she still has the green cloak and the slightly greenish hair, and she's saying, "It's all right. Give that to me." And she extends her hand, which is covered in rings. And
Insight?
sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
10.
Ooh,
It's
mediocre
clearly a
rolls
trick.
continue.
Clearly a trick.
So just to be clear, we're rolling 10-sided dice this entire evening.
Exactly.
Oh, we're supposed to be doing 20-sided.
All right, Kayla's turn. Kayla continues running away. Okay, Artemisia, so you have shaken yourself free of the grip of this enchantment. What do you do?
Real quick. Can I just set it down?
No.
No. Okay.
It's like you're in the grip of a curse. Okay.
Okay. Either way, I couldn't give it to her. You're saying.
This is like the building's burning,
That's
and
what I
someone's
said.
like, "This way to the exit," and he's like, "Is that the official exit, or can I see a map of the building just to make sure that's the official fire
You're
exit?"
trying to
Are
trick
you-
me.
Yeah.
So Artemisia, just to note, when she was in the world, she started crying, and now that she's like calmed, because I assume she got calmed too, right? Because I rolled low.
Actually, I
Okay.
had a really good thought about this.
All right.
You were in that space. You were having that memory, and it was unexpectedly traumatic. Like it's not a good memory, you know that. But that was just really, really horrible. And you stagger away, but you're still having the memory. It's still in your mind, and you hear this voice that you recognize, this silky, soothing voice that says, "Just rest. I'll protect you."
So should I?
It's Lilson's voice saying that to you.
I feel like that would get her hackles up.
And it's like he's standing before you and reaching out to take your hand. Do you give him your hand?
No.
No?
She's too wound up to trust him.
He says, "It's all right. You don't have to experience this. You shouldn't have to. You can trust me."
When she
All right,
says
you don't have to.
can
It's
trust
fine.
me, it seems
Well,
sort of more.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, I want to roll for it because I feel like
Yeah.
she's fairly evenly divided because she's so upset that she does have the aspect of her that she wants to have somebody take care of her.
Yeah.
Because there have been people who didn't in her life. So,
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh. What does that mean?
well,
Did you decide before you roll?
She didn't set parameters before she
I
rolled.
should have.
She did roll a 19.
She'll do it. I'm
She'll
just
take
gonna
his
say-
hand?
She'll take his hand.
Okay, so the rest of you see Artemisia like reach up with her hand, and then she just and turns into this little ring floating in the air,
Okay.
which then falls dink, dink, dink onto the floor.
It's the ring somewhere. I got it.
And all of you were like, "What?"
What? Artemisia,
WTF?
did the creature do that?
No response. Okay, Cecilia.
Wait, can I like roll a bardic knowledge to see if I recognize that at all?
Sure.
Okay. Is this Arcana? I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is.
No, you do not recognize it. Cecilia, your turn.
I'm gonna run and scoop up that ring.
Okay.
And okay.
The creature looks over at what just happened and goes and says something in a language that you don't understand.
I don't understand her anymore. Do the thing.
Okay. So,
Okay, is Cecilia going to take an action other than picking up the ring?
I think she's very distraught about the fact that Artemisia just disappeared into a piece of jewelry after getting detached from the danger diamond. So I don't know. I feel like she'd be like, solve this now. So
She could hold
Gives whole new
action.
meaning to conflict then.
But the thing wasn't anywhere near. The lichy thing was not anywhere near. So
Nope.
I don't want to jump to the conclusion that I should be fighting the lichy thing.
It
So,
doesn't seem
okay. I think
connected.
I'm done then.
The lichy thing seems to be occupied with Stirge and the gemstone. Although it might be the gemstone caused that to
Oh
happen.
my
It
god,
might
it was a
be.
gem in the hologram.
All right,
We are
you're
the
not sure what to do.
I don't know. This is
Okay.
what I do.
Sturge,
Yes.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You can have advantage because you were under the effect of calm emotions.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Actually, you can make it an intelligence saving throw if that's better for you.
then
I think
wisdom.
that
Yeah, it's
probably is better.
actually no. With his brain damage, it's slightly better. Actually, you're right. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
He does in fact have brain damage. All right, you are able to think your way out of it.
Okay.
Wait, stir? No,
I know. It's
he's not Rogar. Rogar's
No,
not
you
smart.
with the calmness such that your emotions are no longer connected so deeply with these visions that you're seeing. You realize that the images are coming from something other than your own mind, and they're coming from this gemstone. And you're able to parse basically what is real and what is not.
Can I?
And when you do that, the image of the splendid burial hall and the woman in the green gown vanishes, and you are standing in the crypt, and you have this gemstone, hemispherical gemstone in your hand.
In my hand.
Yeah, hemispherical diamond gemstone in your hand.
Drop it.
And there is some horrid, it looks like an undead version of that same woman standing in front of you,
Oh.
reaching for the gemstone with skeletal fingers.
Did the rest of us see her?
What, the
I guess
skeletal,
you don't have to answer that
the
yet.
skeletal thing? Yeah.
Oh.
That's the lich thing.
That we've been talking to.
So, what I want to say to her is, what diamond?
Stirge, give her the diamond so
Make a
she
s-
can take Artemisia out of the ring.
Make a sleight of hand check,
He
please.
just can't help himself.
17.
Nice. Shiny and magic? Yeah.
We're gonna
it's-
have to
Oh,
fight
here it
this
is.
thing for real. And we're gonna be down a caster, guys.
There's a lich grabbing for a gemstone. I'm going to give it to her, and it was just about
I mean,
killing.
ideally, but
She cocks
you
her
gotta be
head to the
serious.
side much farther than it should have extended to
Whoa.
the side. This is the one in your pocket, obviously.
I can understand her.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Do the rest of us understand?
Oh
her?
yeah.
Oh,
She spoke in just the common tongue.
Can I do another
what?
inside check?
It's heavily accented.
fair.
She points to the pocket
She
where you
tongued
put the
herself.
gemstone.
Come on, dude.
Can't trick a trickster.
She says, "It is my sacred duty to guard that. You'll want to give it back to me before I shout you to
Mage
death."
hand.
Choose.
To
You
her.
mage hand it over to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
Kill
touching. the-
magic.
She says, "Well chosen," and closes her skeletal fingers over the gemstone.
I haven't met.
Abruptly, all of the lingering darkness fades away. The dwarven Valkyries that were still circling around didn't seem to be causing her any harm. Like,
Oh.
once she did the protective spell, their hammers just kind of like stopped like half a foot away from her body.
I release thee.
Okay, she raises her other hand and creates this green light that illumines the crypt. And she says, "Interlopers, what brings you here?"
Okay, first problem. What did you do to put my sister in a ring?
I did nothing. That is a powerful magic, not of my ken.
Can you undo it?
Possibly.
Wait, is this one of those things where possibly means you're gonna kill her?
Possibly. I am uncertain. It is not a magic that I know.
Can you tell if she's okay in there? Artemisia. tell me
She
if you're
opens her hand. The gemstone is no longer there.
Is this gonna work out? I don't know.
Cecilia
Stop it.
hesitates. Okay.
Every time something reaches out to grab me, I gotta hesitate for a second because it did not work out well that one time.
Totally fair.
Okay, it touches the lich's hand, and she shivers and then just kind of drops it onto the floor.
Oh.
Gentle.
That is a
Artemisia! No!
that is a very powerful spell on that ring.
It just happened in the middle of your crypt.
I would ask your sister, was it?
Yes?
Where did she obtain that ring?
Is this her ring?
She has a powerful guardian spirit, I see. Is she a cleric?
No, I don't think. There are all sorts of
Is
things I
cleric
apparently
not the
don't know about
term
her.
used these days? Is she a priest?
No.
Specialty priest?
Specialty priest.
That's
do
your
things without
second
me?
edition joke for the night.
I'm uncomfortable
Is
about how
she
many
a
things I don't know.
mis-
Illyra
mischief
gave it
maker.
to her, or her boyfriend?
No, absolutely not.
A
She's
luck
the
spinner?
opposite of that. I don't know. You're starting to say things I don't know. Okay. So you don't know how to make this undo. Do you have a sense if it does undo?
Likely it will. It is a protective spell.
Okay, that's good.
By all accounts, she cast it on herself, or her divine patron cast it on her.
When did she get a divine patron?
I don't know. Perhaps you should take that up with her.
I don't
Okay.
think she's a warlock.
She
She's
looks-
not a warlock.
She looks to Stirge.
I didn't even think of that.
And not a warlock in a very
I mean,
not
I
a
wouldn't
warlock
care.
sense.
I wouldn't care. I'm just saying. She's.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about
Why
this.
would you care?
Of course. I mean, I care about, that she's safe. And also that she seems to be doing things without me, without telling me. I don't like it. But, she's a grown-up. She can do stuff. Anyway.
Excuse me, says the Lich.
We're having tea with the lid.
Do you have business with me?
Possibly.
That one has business with me. I would speak with him.
Okay.
Everyone just abandoned Stirge.
What do you want to do?
Mom, these are my friends.
You joke about that, but
I am not your mother, child.
I have a congenital disease in which I must jest at all times. I apologize.
I may be related to you, child. My line is known for being very humorous.
Oh no.
No, did you make a bone pun?
oh my goodness.
I blame my mother for this.
I'd be very grateful in learning anything.
The
I came
Lich
here.
does laugh dryly.
I came here seeking knowledge of my family.
And the Kira spoke to you.
Pardon me?
Very well. She produces the gemstone again. If you were to use it safely, you may use it in these confines within my vision.
What is it?
A lore gem, memories of long, long ages.
Whoa.
Apparently,
Instant
you are heir
library.
to it. Otherwise, it would have killed you where you stood.
What?
But it did not seem particularly happy for you to touch it. So, if you wish to use it, you may,
I will.
at your own risk.
I will.
Don't worry, I shall stand guard and slay you quickly if things should turn torturous. It's a very nice reassurance.
Maybe as a secondary option, like first his friends could try to help him if things turn torturous. We'll keep that as plan B. Aye.
I can sing for you, and I can make your head tingly, and that might help you.
You, she points to the dwarf, you are a divine servant, are you not?
Aye, I am.
Did you create that ring?
No, I didn't. I didn't ken where it came from. It's. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say probably like Illyra, who likes her, or maybe Mirren, or her boyfriend. That.
Oh my god, do you
Darden.
think this is a Lilton ring?
I don't. How serious are they? She said they were like she was Lady Darden. Do you think?
Oh, she did, but she said no, absolutely not. They are not serious.
These names
Which
mean
seems
nothing
true.
to me.
Do you think
Not
that
everything is about you, but okay.
You are in my crypt. I thought that was a question for me.
Fair.
And I will.
Do you think that
touch
ring
you
thing
and
is
say,
something that the two of
I
them
will
are
offer
into?
you guidance in this moment, and you can add 1 die 4 to your next ability check.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, are you going to put the Kira back on?
I have to ask some questions. You say you're the guardian of this stone,
I am. It is my sacred duty.
And
as a Vale Norn.
and I am the heir to this throne.
You appear to have some distant connection to my line.
To your line.
To my line.
What's your line?
I have
The line of Kalavasa, of course.
I have-
That is me.
Kalavasa.
Kalavasa.
It's my favorite kind of pasta.
I
I do not understand the jest.
these papers. Do you recognize any of them, or who they may have written them?
No.
Okay. These are what brought me here. It's the only shred of connection I have to family.
Can you produce these people, or perhaps just body parts?
No.
Pity.
Wait, don't you have your brother's like bone or something? His finger bone or something? A ring? Just the ring?
No, someone stole it.
Oh.
I
You
have.
didn't shrink his head and carry it around.
I have
Okay.
Next time. Lesson
We have a
learned.
bag of teeth we can
Lesson
offer.
Yes.
I lack many memories. Someone stole them from me.
Interesting.
Is-
You labor under a curse.
Indeed.
She waves her hand. There's this magic in the air. And she says, I cannot break this curse.
And this will not break it either.
That will teach you other memories that might fill that void. But if you wish to recover that which you have lost, you will need to break that curse.
Other memories of his, or other memories of his ancestors, or just random memories?
Memories of mine.
Oh, all right.
It is a great gift that I am giving to you, Scion.
Thank you.
Where have I heard that word before, Scion? It was like
It is
someone
the
else
name
was
of a
Scion.
carriage. Okay, no.
Oh, someone else was
Is
Scion.
it
that house.
possible you
Oh,
could just
Aiden.
tell
Aiden was
him the
Scion.
memories without him touching the stone that might lead to you needing to kill him?
This is magic.
How
I know
long?
it's magic.
How long
It
is
also
his?
made you go crazy, and she said the way to fix it is to kill you.
How long is his lifespan normally? I could simply convey those memories in an oral way.
Oh, got it.
No, this will be fine.
I am 4,000 years
No
old,
idea how old Stirge is, to be perfectly honest.
at
Good point,
least.
good
What
point.
year is it?
It is the year of 3 ships sailing.
That means nothing to me.
1492.
1492.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That is
It
actually
literally
what it's
is
called.
the
Yep.
year of 3 ships sailing.
Aye.
Thanks.
I never noticed
Thanks,
that.
Stephen Shend. That's probably Stephen's fault.
I'm curious, just if you're related to him, how many other people in your family line have 8-inch noses and no reproductive parts?
Over millennia, no doubt, my line has devolved somewhat.
Ooh.
She is an elf.
Maybe
All right.
6-inch noses?
So there's elf.
Why are your ears not pointed?
I have no idea.
Have humans corrupted this land so much? She sounds sad and racist at the same time.
Oh, sad and racist. It's a terrible combo.
I don't know how she's about.
A
4 of the 5
sympathetic
of us
racist.
are at least part human. we all go.
Are you going
That's
to
true.
inspire me while I connect with this thing?
So I can at least give you Owl's wisdom. So Stone goes, do you feel like you need to be a little wiser, a little smarter, a little bit
Wiser.
stronger?
Wise.
Wiser, all right. So he's going to cast Owl's wisdom.
He's gonna multi-class as fighter.
And he leans over and he leans into your ear and he goes, hoot hoot. Hoot hoot.
He has Duolingo'd you. Okay, you leave Stirge in the crypt to commune with this gem. I mean, you
I
can
don't
stand
think
there
we
and
should
watch.
go too far because
Yeah. Agreed.
that didn't look good. But also, Cecilia's gonna be like, Artemisia, Artemisia, can you come out? Like,
No
try
response.
and think, yeah, nothing's working.
Nothing.
Okay.
Maybe we could go tinker with this off to the side.
What is Artemisia experiencing right now?
That's a wonderful
Are
question.
you just in darkness or something, or
Well,
dresses everywhere?
Maybe we'll find the answers to these next time on the Westgate Irregulars. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to go around and thank multiple people. So we're going to start with Aaron.
All right, thank you to our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
Thank you to our moderators. This week it's Shay.
Thank you to Gen Con and Chaldea Studios.
Well, thank you to our lovely viewers, and be sure to check out our website where you can find bonus content, journals from the characters and the DM, the Westgate Digest, NPC profiles, lots of great materials on there. We are writers, after all. That's what we bring to the table for you.
All right. Thank you. See you next week.
And stay scrawly.